Yes, how small can I get?
Okay, so what we're going to try and do here is to get into, what you felt during, carrying the torch during the walk, seeing everybody. But I also want to know how you felt when you first heard that you were selected as the torch champion. So let's start with that. But first, please state your name, the school, and then your email address. Do you have Facebook? No? Are you planning to get it?
What?
Are you planning to get it?
I could.
Possibly? Okay, because Chris is keeping in touch with everybody through Facebook, like all the student tour champions. So do you have an email address?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll state your name first.
Okay. I'm Morgan COGSWELL, and I go to Oromocto High School. My email address is singer_GURL_2004@hotmail.com.
Okay. Now, when somebody must have approached you or something earlier this year about doing something, and can you talk about that?
Earlier this year, I got called down to the office, and then I waited for a while, and then the longer I waited, the more I started to wonder what was going on. I knew I hadn't done anything wrong, yet it still makes you wonder whether you're in trouble for something, and the principal finally came out and summoned me to his office and asked whether I would be interested in doing part of a relay for organ donation, and said that it would probably involve some running and whatnot. And when I first found out about it, it was very, I didn't know. I hadn't heard about it before, for one thing, which was I found surprising. I was surprised I hadn't heard of the relay. Maybe I'd heard of it before, but briefly, and I'd forgotten. And I was sort of surprised that I hadn't remembered about it, but I thought it was a great cause. And I was honored that I was chosen, and I was trying to figure out how I got selected for it, because I figured there are other people in the school as well, but it was great that I was chosen as a leader to support a cause like that. And eventually my teacher, Miss Sanford, told me that it was her who had selected me because she'd had me in her class, and she was one of the main reasons that we were doing the Torch of Life, because her husband, Miss Mark Sanford, got a liver transplant, wasn't it? And she had selected me. She thought I was a leader, and she knew I was in cross country, so I was honored.
So you knew the event was going to take place November 8th in
Yes.
Oromocto.
Yeah.
How did you feel this morning?
This morning, I was good. I was just more worried about doing press release and whatnot, and having a speech. I wanted to do the cause justice.
How did you feel when you arrived at Jungle Gym and you seen all those soldiers and?
I've said this a lot of times. Again, it's just honored because it was a great cause, and I wasn't really nervous, because I think when you know it's a great thing, sometimes you aren't as nervous because you're not really thinking about yourself. You're thinking about the cause. You're not thinking about anything else. So it was nerve-wracking.
Now the torch that you were carrying it, I don't know if you know all the history about it, that it was blessed by Pope John Paul II.
Yes.
And since then, like the last 7 years, it has been touched and received by many people with many, many stories attached to it, and Christopher as well, that carried it 3 years ago. When you received that torch and you carried it from Jungle Gyms to your school, how did that make you feel? Did it make you feel anything, or?
It sort of makes you feel like you have the power to do something better for the world, especially knowing that so many important people have held it before. So.
And you know that you're now the ambassador for Oromocto, the
Yes.
Torch ambassador, and that the rest of the year you're going to help to try and create some activities and to keep this going.
Yes.
And then, because we're going to do this on a yearly basis, does that sit okay with you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And what would you tell, there's other Torch champions that are waiting right across the country, from Quebec to British Columbia, even in the Northwest Territories. What would you say to them? Because they're probably going through the same thing that you were going through, and is there anything that you would like to say to them?
I would say be proud of yourself and don't be afraid, because it's for a great cause, and there's no reason to be nervous, and there's no reason to back down because you're nervous. And I think if you really want to make a difference and do something great, step up to the plate. And if it helps, bring a friend so that you're not alone, bring friends. Anything you can do, but don't back out. It's a great opportunity.
And do you think, with all these students being involved from coast to coast, hundreds of students, do you think we can help make a difference together?
Definitely. It's definitely causing people to become more aware of the need for organ transplants and donors.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, Chris. Well, because you have to. You're the guy. You're Chris. You're Chris Nelson. That's not my phone, is it? Is it my phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, Chris. Did you expect this kind of event? Be honest.
No, actually, I didn't. I didn't expect the soldiers being there, for one, and I didn't expect a lot of those kids coming out and walking with us. It was a big crowd, and so far, so good. Good turnout.
So Tracy Lewis knows how to put something together, then, eh?
She does. She does.
Yeah.
She knows how to feed us too.
Because she's the one that's responsible for all this.
Yes, and thanks for her. Thanks for the school board, and for all my friends.
Okay. Okay. Did you want to say something? Anything? Just how you felt walking today? Or?
I don't know, I felt good. It was nice to see Chris again. I was really excited because I've known him since his first walk. It's good to hear that he's doing better and he's still making it, so.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you?
Same. I was pretty excited to see Chris again. And it's good to do something that makes you feel really good. It's fun. I'm glad to see him again. I hope he comes back.
Okay. And do we have anything from you?
I was just here to hear from Morgan and do it right.
Perfect. How about Mom?
I have something to say, sure.
Okay, great.
I guess one of the meaningful things that struck me about this whole situation, Morgan and I had a conversation last night, and even though I've known for at least a month that Morgan was going to be doing the relay, I didn't connect the fact that Morgan's aunt, who is now deceased, she died in an accident, and a long time ago, back in the 80s, she actually donated her heart and lungs for a double heart-lung transplant for somebody way back when that was a very early procedure. So this will be very, very important for Morgan's grandparents to know that she is doing, this is a cause that's very important actually in our own family. So it was interesting to make that connection, and it was only last night that the two of us had that conversation. So it touches every family in a lot of ways, and it may be through friends, it may be through relatives or people